Hi, my name's Awais. My name's Awais. Okay, yeah. Hi everyone. My name's Awais. I'm a third year, well, going to fourth year now, medical student. I am a fourth year medical student. Well, going into fifth year. Just finished our final day of medical school. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, my name's Awais. I am a fourth year medical student.
This is your video.
Oh, is it?
Your personality.
It's my video.
Gun science. Yeah, do that. Yeah, do that. Do we want? This is your video. Oh, is it? Your personality. Gun science.
You know, we didn't go to the university this year. We literally just went to the hospital. We had our teaching in the hospital, on the wards. Very different environment, and I think that's when you really start to enjoy medicine. And I think that's what happened with me this year. Okay, so on the contrary, this year we only went in hospital 3 half days a week, as opposed to last year when we got the full, 5 days a week. And I guess it wasn't because of COVID. It was more the fact that there was so much content to learn. That's all the clinical experience they could give us. Okay, man, I look clapped. So yeah, in final year, it sort of goes back to being in the ward most of the time and in hospital and things like that. On the contrary to fourth year, where we only went in like twice a week. It sort of links back together the whole of medicine, and the final year is made up of doing things again, doing like sort of specialties again, like pediatrics and obstetrics, gynecology, things like that, as well as like acute medicine, A&E, and it sort of just brings everything together into sort of making you sort of a well-rounded doctor. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Oh yeah, stethoscope, definitely bring a stethoscope. Otherwise you're going to have to share, like Taha always took mine and he forgot his.
Oh yeah, I did actually, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I kept on getting ear infections, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I said stethoscope there. This year, because everyone was placed on different placements, right? And because I was placed on haematology and lower gastrointestinal, I didn't really need to take my stethoscope in. Alright, so this year the stethoscope returned. Yeah, obviously like last year it was just restricted for one type of placement where you didn't really need anything really. But this year, because of the more sort of variety of the placements, you do need like your stethoscope. I used to bring my pen torch actually. I had a gift, a personalised pen torch. I used to bring that was nice. Because there's a lot of like simulation sessions as well. And part of the steps you can use a pen torch. So yeah, that was good. Also your locker key. Yeah, don't forget your locker key. I think maybe when I assisted on the C-section, that was really good because as an aspiring surgeon myself, obviously doing a cesarean section, it's very like open, sort of surgery, and just seeing the whole anatomy and seeing helping take the baby out, it's an unmatchable feeling. We're doing our student-selected components now, and I'm doing transplantation. Surgery. One thing that was really nice is seeing sort of the open surgery of taking both kidneys out, because basically they were damaged and they were diseased, and they already had a third kidney put in, and it was sort of just big open surgery. You can see all the organs, the liver, and they were just taking them out, and the kidneys were absolutely massive as well. They were literally that big. It's always surgery, isn't it? Yeah, but alhamdulillah, yeah, like surgery still gives me a good spark as well. Like it's still something that I'm really interested in. And shout out Tara as well for that placement, the one I was just talking about. Tara arranged that. So actually Tara's dad. So yeah, that was sick. I did something different this year. At the end of fourth year, start of fifth year sort of thing. I did like diving medicine in Egypt, Sharm el-Sheikh, and that was amazing. That was like completely different from like obviously medical school. They don't teach you diving medicine or anything like that in med school. I just wanted to do something exotic, something adventurous, amazing, exciting, and alhamdulillah, that was amazing. Like, did my diving license, did my diving course, went on dives, obviously learned about diving medicine. I didn't just do dives on that. And yeah, just like diving emergencies, medicals, things like that. Really amazing experience, the elective, I'd say. It's really key to have, people around you that, have the same mindset as you. In terms of medicine, in terms of life, in terms of everything else as well, because they can push you and you push them as well, and that makes everyone sort of click and feel, like you belong here. So the biggest thing I've learnt this year, this year I was the president of Pakistan Society, and that was a big challenge. Going into it, I had no idea what was going on, how to do things. I had a lot of support from my friends, shout out Fawad as well. Yeah, running that society, alongside Eamon as vice president as well. And with the committee as well, of course. It was a big challenge. And, it was a lot, like alongside fourth year. But I think I did learn that, you know, you can do things when you put your mind to it, and you learn a lot about yourself as well, you know, doing these sort of, you know, leading a society and, you know, putting on events for members and, you know, sort of working together in a team as well. It makes you learn a lot about yourself. Fourth year is very sort of intensive, and obviously running a society, being president of a society alongside that, it was a lot of work, as I realised last year, and as I've said there. This year, you know, I didn't do any society things. Fifth year is generally more chill than fourth years because it's more like, you know, bringing things together and transitioning to a doctor instead of, you know, learning the rest of medicine basically, which is essentially fourth year. A lot more free time, a lot more chill, a lot, you know, it just felt a bit better. The biggest struggle I'd say though this year, because obviously you're transitioning from fourth year going in 1.5 days a week to going in pretty much 4 or 5 days a week here. Obviously the transition to, you know, going into placement again, you know, that took a bit of time to sort of get used to again. But when you get used to it, it's good, and it's not always 4 or 5 days a week. You know, you had a good amount of days off. But yeah, alhamdulillah, at the end, you know, when you sort of bring things together, it's all okay.
If you had to go back in time and meet first year Awais, what would you say to him, and do you have any like tips for him?
I'd be like, yo, fix up, cuz. Nah, I'll just say, you know, alhamdulillah, you know, it's gonna be alright. Like, one thing I'd probably say is, you know, stick to your deen. You know, never sort of think away from your deen. Just keep with that. Everything else will come naturally if you learn as you do. You'd fall, you'd make mistakes, but I think, you know, let him make the mistakes. Let him make him so you can learn and sort of build and things like that. But I'd just say, yeah, everything's gonna be calm. He ain't getting no free passes. He ain't getting a look to the future, unfortunately. I struggled, so he's gonna struggle as well. Also, with the whole, you know, time thing, the paradox, and, you know, it's
What are you talking about?
I told him what's gonna happen. He's gonna know, and you know what I mean.
Rick and Mortis?
Yeah, Rick and Morty. Shout out.
Do you think medical school is worth it?
In one word, yes.
What?
In 2 words, not really.
What?
Nah. No, it definitely is worth it. I'll do it all again. When you're going through it, you do the thinking like, you know, oh, when am I going to finish this year? When's this going to finish? When am I going to finish this sort of exam? Things like that. You just want to be done. But you know, looking back, like, alhamdulillah, you learn a lot about yourself. Like, it's not just 5 years of med school, as you said yourself, Taha. It's 5 years of your life, and you know, in our sort of youth, it's the crucial years as well. You know, 18 to 23, as sort of most of us are. It's sort of the vital years, and I feel privileged to have sort of gone to medical school during those years, alhamdulillah. But I'd definitely say it was worth it. I wouldn't change being a doctor for anything. Alhamdulillah.
That's it.
You know, somehow. Whenever I'm doing one of these things, yeah, I never have a trim. He always hits us up. He always hits me up, yeah, when I'm trimless. But I do have trims.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, you have them like once a week.
Huh? Yeah, once.
Evidently not, bro. This is not once a week, bro.
Once every 2 weeks. But obviously, we're about to leave.
Booming, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to fly out in it, so basically, no trim till tomorrow.
Where are you heading to?
PK.
Come on. PK, Turkey.
Junaid, you know the B-roll, yeah? My arms are kind of...
Ah!